hello everybody. We're gonna play some Spelljammer converted to 5th edition. I'm going to be running an adventure I've waited like over 20 years to run. The Sea of Sorrow. It's written by this guy named Steve Kurtz. I don't know what happened to him, but he writes like the best freaking adventures. Like in 2nd edition, he has a whole bunch of great Dungeon Magazine adventures, and he wrote like a lot of the best Al-Qadim supplements. He wrote one of my favorite Al-Qadim things of all time. I think it was 1001 Adventures. And he also did that Geomancer one towards the end. He's really awesome, completely underrated. So I get to run his adventure tonight. So just so you know up front, anybody who's new to Spelljammer, there's no technology. It's just magic boats flying through space. That's all. And we'll kind of explain how it works as we go. So, but at the start, each of you are wherever. Let me roll a random person. Okay, so 4. All right, so Ashley, you're Dragonborn Eldritch Knight. So, like, where do you want to say you are? Like, what are you doing when something happens?
Probably standing on a corner trying to talk to people who would really rather not be talking to me about Io, their Lord and Savior.
So someone's like, I really wish this person would just disappear, and all of a sudden you disappear. All right, and so you appear and you're floating in space, and you see a Earth-like planet below you, and yet you're breathing, and you're not cold. Okay, and you also see other like bodies of people floating around nearby. Then let's do Ren. What are you doing when you get?
I'm in the city of Flan, and I'm trying to get information from people about the local monsters in the area, probably.
And suddenly, whoosh! So you have this weird, like, for a moment you're rushing through, like, a pinkish realm, and for just a moment you see this old hag sitting on a throne, who, like, examines you for a split second, and then she just goes like this, and you go right through another portal. And you're floating in outer space, and there's a dragonborn nearby. You can breathe. What do you do?
I like try to find my center of balance, and I kind of do like the hula hoop thing, where I'm like floating in space, trying to, what's going on? And I'm like freaking out.
All right, next, TK808. Where are you, and what are you doing?
I am mid-escape from an Illithid training facility where she was created and raised, and just as she's like rounding a corner, just made it outside the perimeter of the thought shield from the giant ego brain. That's where we are.
Say you're in Penumbra, the Mind Flayer homeworld, where the Gith Forerunners still live, and they have these Genesis vats that they grow people in. So maybe you're around there somewhere. Okay, so boom, all of a sudden, poof, now you're floating in space. You can breathe, and you see a half-elf dude with blonde hair, and dragonborn. You're female, right? Quicksilver. And a dragonborn lady, and they're the one guy's hula hooping. What do you do?
Well, I would have just immediately switched over to my adaptive body discipline, so I don't need to breathe.
Oh, all right. There you go.
Just because I don't trust. We're in space, and I'm just like...
Oh, those vats, they're called Tumerogenesis vats. That's what they are. That's from the Mind Flayer trilogy that Bruce Cordell wrote. They're awesome adventures. So I should say, Quicksilver, what do you look like? Can you describe yourself?
Not silver. Kind of a muddy grayish brown color. But other than that, very dragonish.
Okay. What about Ren? What does Ren look like?
I look like a middle-aged human male. I got slightly pointy ears, and I got like a little gray streak in my blonde hair. Like it's got like a surfer hair. It's like way down, like shoulder, and he's got I think chainmail, and the greatsword on his back has like 2 jewels embedded into it.
Cool. TK808, what do you look like?
Basically, I look like 7 of 9 from DS9. In just kind of like bluish robes and loose-fitting clothing, and you see like a sapphire embedded in her forehead and one in each palm. And it's the only ones you can really see, but she has a lot of like layers on. But yes, blonde hair, but probably pushing 6'2".
Okay. And what about? So Jim, what does your character look like? You're still in the world.
Right. So Quincent is a first mate, sort of an officer's, sort of an assistant officer aboard a trade ship sailing up and down the Sword Coast. He has got kind of shoulder length, dark red hair with a bit of an undercut, classic half elf, and walks like a trained duelist with a rapier at his side.
Okay, so you are also, so you're sucked into like a vortex and you see just the hints of sparkles and stuff, and you go into this throne room where there's an old crone sitting on a throne, and there's like a portal here and a portal here, and people are just getting shot right through it, and she's kind of sorting them. So the one in front of you, so she's sorting, and there's a little girl in front of you, and she like holds her finger out, and the little girl is drawn towards the throne, and she just pushes you right on by, and so you go right through the portal, and now you're in space with everybody else. So you four are floating there. You're breathing fine, and then 3 things are coming towards you. They look kind of like sharks, but they only have one eye in front, and the eye is glowing, and they're kind of space sharks swimming towards you. You're gonna roll initiative.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
I rolled really low.
Sorry. So
Yeah.
TK 808. What'd you get?
I got a 27. I took the alert feat.
Holy.
Alert is nice.
What about Quicksilver?
4.
Ew. What about Ren?
13.
13 for Ren. What about Quincent?
I got a 6.
Quincent. Okay, if you look on the stream, I'm going to put a picture of what these creatures look like. Boink.
So is there anything else around us? We're just floating in the void of space?
It's just like you're in a night sky, and you see a planet below you.
Jeez.
Oh, Jesus.
TK 808. There's 3 of these 10-foot long, one-eyed, brown space sharks, and one is swimming right at you. What do you do?
How far away is he?
30 feet.
30 feet? Okay. I'm going to... yeah, I'm gonna do a push with using my Mastery of Force. And so I need a strength save from it.
Strength save. I got a 13.
Okay, that fails. I need DC was 17. So it's going... I'm gonna use... I'm gonna go ahead and use 7 psi points. So that's 7d8 force damage. Are you going to roll? No? There we go. So that's 30. So that's going to be 33 force damage. And it is pushed straight back away from me 35 feet.
Oh my god. 33 force. And it's not back far. Okay.
And then as my bonus action, I'm going to teleport away from these shark things. I'm gonna go like 60 feet. I'm gonna use 3 points and do 60 feet back.
3 points, 60 feet. Okay.
As I just kind of blast this thing with some energy and then just wink out of existence and pop up 60 feet back.
Okay. All right. So it goes flying. Next up,
I love mystics.
is, let's see, Ren. What do you want to do now? If you want to move, if you feel like you might be able to move, but you're gonna have to kind of move it's like swimming sort of, so you might need to make a check if you want to move. There's two more of these shark things. You're not sure who they're going for yet. What would you like to do, Ren?
I pull out a dagger from one of my boots and I throw it at him.
Okay. So here's what you notice when you throw your dagger. It keeps going in a straight line, like there's, it looks like if it doesn't hit anything, it's just going to keep going forever, and it's never going to droop down. So it's almost like the range is limitless, and it just keeps going. So go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay, 18.
18. All right. You hit. How much damage?
A whopping 5 piercing.
5 piercing. Okay. All right. It kind of turns towards you. All right. After Ren is Quincent.
Oh, here they are. So there's one within. You said there's one within 30 feet.
There are 2 within 30 feet. One just got hit with a dagger. The third one got blown back, so it's like 60 feet away.
By this Gemstar mystic over here. Quincent's going to draw his dueling buckler and rapier, and is going to. I'm not going to like ready an action or anything, but if there's not like one next to me, I'm going to actually attack it with a ranged spell.
Okay.
So I'm going to Ray of Frost it. Let's see how this goes. 9 to hit.
9 misses. You watch in shock as your Ray of Frost just keeps going and just into the distance.
Into the vast unknown.
Sooner or later, somebody's going to be flying through space.
After this giant icicle out here.
After Quincent is Quicksilver.
Okay. You said we could try to move towards them?
Yes, with an acrobatics or athletics check.
Alrighty. Quicksilver is going to sort of pull off her shield and axe and attempt to drift towards one of the sharks.
You are able to do so, yes.
Alright, so athletics you said is okay?
Yeah, go ahead and make a athletics.
22.
Oh. You go flying right at it, and what do you do?
Going to attack.
Alright.
Alright, so first attack is a 21.
21 hits. How much damage?
14.
14 damage. All right.
And then like to go ahead and make my second attack against it.
All right.
Good. All right. That is a 22.
22. That hits. How much damage?
And that will do 17.
Yo. All right. 731. Okay, so you fly up to it and you're hitting it with your sword?
Axe.
With your axe.
Yeah.
So you just no blood yet, but and as you get close to it, these are much bigger than you thought they were. It's about 10 feet long, this thing. All right, so you start hacking into it. Finally, they get to go. Quicksilver. It like opens its huge mouth. You can see like its innards. It looks like it could easily swallow you whole.
Oh no.
Let's see.
I fear you not.
Ew. All right. +6. 10 total.
No, that won't hit.
That's lame. All right. Second one. Looks like Ren, you threw a dagger at it, right? And you hit it.
Yeah.
The one with the dagger sticking out, like comes shooting at you, opens its mouth wide. +6. 9 total.
Nope.
Ren easily evades the space shark. The third one is 60 feet away, but it has a speed of 40 in outer space. Oh, it's called wild space, just so you know.
Wild space.
So, TK-808, you are shocked and horrified as this giant brown shark with one glowing eye in the center of its head swims right at you, mouth open. It's actually, mouth open. +6. Let's see if I can.
Is it going to attack?
I better charge this up. I feel like I need to charge it. Ready? With positive energy. 2. Okay, ready?
Let's go.
A 2! Come on! I missed you. By a
You
million.
should charge those up more often.
You know, they'll do better next time. All right. So, TK, it is your turn to retort. You're floating in wild space. There's a 10-foot long shark. You're breathing somehow. You're not sure how.
Actually, no, I'm not. Remember, I switched to my
You're
adaptive body, so I don't have to.
Yes, so you're not breathing.
I don't trust this shit. Okay, so it's right up on me. I don't really like that. So I'm going to attempt to grasp this shark. So I'm gonna need basically a grappling check versus. So I need a athletics or acrobatics from them.
I got it. 16.
And let me roll mine. So I rolled a 8 plus 9, so that's 17.
Oh, you win.
There you go.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have grasped this thing, and so that's that.
So does that mean you have it like telekinetically held?
Yeah, I'm basically I'm basically force holding it. Yeah, so I can.
It can't move.
Well, I can either crush it or move it, and so I'm going to crush this thing and just like squeeze it as I just like raise my hand and just start squeezing. And so I'm gonna do just do 5 points into this. So that's gonna be a further 16 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 40. Okay. Blood comes out of its mouth like bleh, and it kind of floats. And actually, what happens is some of the blood spews out, and it kind of gets within 5 feet of you, and it starts to, like right around your belt line. It hovers up, then hovers down, then hovers up, then hovers down. It's slowly coming towards you.
As it's being drawn to me somehow.
It feels like your center of gravity is in the middle.
Yeah.
So once something gets close to you, it drops into it, and now it's starting to stabilize itself.
Awesome.
Is that it for TK?
Yeah, that's it. And so, does it look like I killed this thing?
No, but it's hurt bad.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, then I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna just kind of move away from it.
Okay. Make a acrobatics or athletics. No, wait. You are... Well, it's held. It's adjacent to you, I think, right?
Oh, yeah, it is
so
adjacent
you would
to me.
provoke, unless you have some
Okay,
special...
well, no, in that case, as a bonus action, I'll just teleport 20 feet away from it.
Jeez.
So, yeah.
That's good. Ren!
Wow.
What do you do? There's one of these shark things.
I think I'm scared of this kid more than these sharks. But
It's circling you.
I
Dagger's
go to
sticking out of it.
the dagger disappears and I draw my sword, and that's all I do.
Oh. All right. After Ren is Quincent Basilon.
All right.
That's
So
it.
is there one within striking distance of me,
Oh,
or do
yeah,
I have to? We'll have to
one's
move
not-
over to one.
You'd have to move over. You could go to any of them, whichever one you want.
I'm gonna go. Wow, choices. Let's see. Let's let the die speak for itself. I'm gonna go attack the one that's on Ren, and so I've got to make an athletics roll to get over there.
Mhm.
Come on, athletics. 11.
Oh, you're not able to get yourself going.
Okay. Stuck again. I'm going to use another spell to make an attack then.
Okay.
Just like flailing in the middle of space.
Like slowly turning upside down.
Right. Does a 19 hit?
19 hits, yes.
All right. In that case, it's going to be 8 cold damage.
8 cold to the one on Ren.
Yeah.
All right. All right. After Quincent is Quicksilver.
I'm going to keep filleting this shark that I'm on. So, going to try and attack again. Natural 20!
Oh
Nice.
my
Oh.
god.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay, so, well, which comes out to 28, but... So, that is going to be... for a whopping total of 12.
12 damage.
And then,
Blood comes out of the wound and sprays close to you, and then it does the same thing. Wiggle, 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 wiggle as it gets closer to you.
well, that's weird. I'm going to go ahead and
Like
use
this.
my second attack on the same one.
Okay.
It's 25.
25 hits.
All right, and that'll do 16.
16. Oh my god. All right, it's hurt really bad. These things are kind of like, the hell's going on? Getting their asses kicked. All right. So
Just
start.
effed with the wrong adventurers.
Having
Quicksilver.
shark fin soup tonight.
It's gonna try Quicksilver to hit you. It's gonna try. Plus 6.
I will provide the basil.
13.
Nope.
Ren.
I impose disadvantage.
Natural 1. You should TK!
Oh, trying to break free?
This is my mighty gray die. Feared throughout the galaxy. Ready?
Known realms.
So,
I rolled a 2!
Well, I mean, I rolled a 19, so it's a 27 for my check to hold it in place.
So at the beginning,
which I'm going to be honest, I was just rereading this thing because it's been a little short notice, but I shouldn't have been able to crush it there. It's an action to grab it, and then you have to use an action to crush or move it. So
no big deal.
Just wanted to be upfront and honest about that.
No problem. At the start of this round, something huge is like hurtling towards you, and suddenly, as it gets really close to you, it slows down to a crawl, and it's like it's got a huge dragon head, and it's like kind of red and green, and it's gigantic, the size of one of Quincent's vessels that he was on. And it's just it's this big thing. So it's like it looked like it was going to collide with you, and it gets like 30 feet away from you, and it slows down. And then it is TK808's turn.
Okay, now I'm going to crush it. So can we? Well, I mean, so I'm going to actually do. I'm going to just use some of that damage from earlier that I rolled earlier. So
go ahead, you can do it again. I don't care.
Oh, well, I mean, I already rolled it, so that'll be 24 bludgeoning damage total.
24, 70. Very, very close to dead. You're crushing it. It's just like blood. All right, is that it for TK?
Yeah, I mean it's 20 feet away. I'm going to shift my focus and kind of look over. I might use my bonus to switch my. I'm going to switch my psychic discipline to third eye.
Okay. After TK is Ren.
Okay. I go to strike at the shark with the sword, and as I'm striking him, I look over at this dragon thing, and I go, "What in oblivion is that?" And I swing.
All right, I can show you what it looks like. Boink. There it is. It'll be on your screen in a minute.
Yeah.
It's a ship, but it looks kind of like a dragon.
Nice.
Oh my god, it's a dragon ship.
They have excellent taste.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That looks cool. But yeah, okay, yeah, I'm swinging. That's what I'm doing. The sword is covered in green flame, by the way. Doesn't matter though. I rolled a 11.
11. Okay, that misses. All right, is that it for Ren?
Yep.
Quincent.
All right. I mean, this dragon ship is one thing. It looks like a ship, though, right? Like it doesn't look like a. Okay. I won't mistake it for an actual dragon then. But these shark things are still coming at us. I'm gonna try to continue to move towards the one that Ren is on. That's like, geez, 13 for athletics.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So getting in that case, if he gets within striking distance of it, he's going to flash his rapier out and use his war magic feature to cast Booming Blade and then make an attack as a bonus action. So where am I at here? So for Booming Blade, jeez. I rolled a 10 to hit.
Okay. So you missed with your Booming Blade.
Yes, missed with my Booming Blade.
All right. And that's it for
And
Quincent?
the dice hate me today. Yeah, I think so.
Quicksilver, your turn.
I'm going to keep wailing on this shark. 12.
Misses.
All right, and then the second one.
They're an endangered species, so.
26.
26 hits.
Nice.
All right, and that'll be for 13 damage.
13 damage. All right. Okay. My turn. My sharks are going to get another chance here. Come on, guys. All right. Quicksilver, +6. Natural 20. Make a... where is it? I think it's a strength saving throw.
Oh, good. I'm good at these, supposedly. 19.
Okay. So you take 17 damage. and
Okay.
tries to swallow you, but you're able to kind of like it clamps down on you and it tries to pull you in, but you're able to kind of free yourself. Ren +6.
Okay, now I use a reaction to impose disadvantage.
No! No!
Another one?
And the 20 it was. Now I have
Oh.
disadvantage.
Yeah.
All right, I'm holding it with the 20 up.
Okay.
Give it a little spin. 17 +6, 23.
That still hits. That still hits.
Make
At least it's not a crit.
strength saving throw.
All right. Oh boy. I tried. 12.
Okay, so you take 11 as it bites you, and then it sucks you into its acidic interior. And
Oh no!
at the start of your next turn, you will take more acid damage. TK, yours is like all messed up, right?
Yeah.
But it can move and attack and stuff still?
Well, I mean, I'm holding it in place, so it can't move.
Okay.
That's so yeah. That's why I'm just holding it there.
All right. It's going to bite you.
Well, I'm 20 feet away from it.
It does not bite you. So do I get a save or anything to try to break
Yeah,
that?
I mean, basically, it in essence, it's grappled, so it can try to break free of the grapple.
Athletics or acrobatics? I choose
Either one.
athletics. Here we go. He's going to try to... He fights all of his... Everything he's got.
And I'm gonna
3. He rolled a 3.
Well,
He just kind of hangs limp. Like, oh,
yeah, he's staying there.
this is it. This is it for me, I think. So, then, after the sharks go, there's people on the ship. And they have siege weapons like ballistas and catapults. So they kind of train them on your stuff. And a ballista bolt like shoots and goes through the shark that TK was fighting and kills it. And there's a rope attached to it. And a 2.5 foot tall owl comes flying up to TK. And it says, "Climb the rope. You haven't much time. So speaks the space owl." And then it is TK's turn.
Okay, I'll look at the rope and then look at the ship. Then how far away is the ship?
30 feet.
Okay, I teleport 40 feet up on the deck.
Okay.
And I look back, and as I like teleport up, I'll just kind of like crush my hand and like use my action to crush the shark.
Oh my god, it does. All right,
Cool.
so you appear in the ship, you crack it. There's a huge bunch of people on deck. There's a lot of them are raccoon people. But the person who stands out the most is a human with blonde hair and kind of pale skin, and his hair blows in the non-existent wind. And he smiles and says, "Well met, friend. We mean you no harm." But there's a hippo man in a Napoleon costume next to him. And the hippo man pulls out a freaking rifle, and he points it at you. He says, "No sudden moves, sir. I wouldn't want to waste you." Milady. All right.
Yeah, so she looks down at her form and then looks up and be like, and it will just be like, "I'm not sure the gender and
Red. At the start of your turn, Ren.
Sorry, just talking to a hippo.
Ren, you're inside a shark. You take 11 acid damage, and then you can. So right now you're blinded and restrained, technically.
Okay. Ren lets out a heroic as I like try to swing at him with my sword.
Go ahead, roll. It's very easy to hit him from the inside.
Okay. The sword glows, and hopefully this hits. So if it doesn't, this is gonna suck. Oh, I rolled 18, so 27.
You hit? How much damage?
Okay, I gotta roll a few dice. How many was it again? Let's see. Of course, I didn't put it where like weapons were for this. Okay. 7d8. Here we go.
Whoa. The hippo man will be on your screen in a moment.
6. Okay, it takes 38 damage. I think 29 of it was force, and the rest of it was slash.
You kill it. So how do you want to
Sweet.
say?
I like do like the Hercules thing where like when he was in the Hydra, the sword like goes shink and goes shh, and I like cut a clean in half.
Literally would have envisioned it.
The space owl like turns its head 180 degrees to look at you, and it says, "Most impressive, hero." Quincent! There's one left, and there's also a rope line that you could use to climb up onto that ship if you wanted to.
All right. So am I within range of the one that's left, or am I going to swim to it?
Swim to it.
I think I'll continue to swim. There's only one of them. This guy just busted out of this space shark, cut his way out. Hey, that's a 24 on my athletics roll to swim over to the remaining shark.
Okay, so you swim over to the shark fighting Quicksilver, and what do you do?
I'm going to basically do the same thing as last time, attempt to booming blade it, and then follow up with a bonus action attack. Hopefully, no. It's an 11. Roll an 11.
All right. After Quincent is Quicksilver.
All right, going to attack the shark. Just sort of like, nod to Quincent. Okay. So that is a 19.
A 19 hits. How much damage?
13.
Okay, so blood goes spraying. 13, 13. Okay, so then on the ship, the gift.
All I was going to say is it's still alive.
It's still alive, yeah.
Second
Yeah.
attack.
Okay.
I can make a second attack.
All right, go ahead.
A second natural 20.
Oh!
I swear to God.
The gift
Nice.
was aiming his rifle at its eye, ready to shoot it, but you're gonna kill it. It doesn't have many hit points left. So how do you want to say you kill it?
I'll just, straight into that huge bulbous eye on the front and
All right.
just
Okay.
splatter everywhere.
Okay. So
Probably all over Quincent.
TK is on the ship. The other three are hovering in wild space. Are you gonna get on the ship, or what do you do?
Yeah, gonna get on the ship.
Everybody does that?
Yeah.
So what?
We're like, you said things like wobbled back and forth. Do we just like move straight towards the ship and we're all on the same level?
You do until you get fairly close to the ship, and then all of a sudden the gravity changes. So like if the ship's level is here and you come here, as soon as you get kind of close to it, you drop down to here and kind of woo. But the tension on the line kind of pulls you in, so it's not much of a wiggle. So it's
Okay.
And they also have a crank on the ballista to crank the line in, so they're reeling you guys in. So now you guys are surrounded by raccoon people. The GIF on the screen there. The space owl lands on the shoulder of the guy with the blonde hair. Let's see here. Also looking at you, there's what looks like a dragonborn, but it's like a centaur. Its bottom half is like a brontosaurus. It's a lady.
Okay.
There's a little female gnome with goggles, and next to her is a clockwork gnome, and next on the other side of her is a giant hamster. It's like as big as a horse, and it's looking at you, kind of wait, watching your moves, like it's ready to strike. And there's also a gypsy woman, and a dwarf guy with a long white beard, and he's wearing kind of dusty, kind of brown and white robes, and he's got like a hat and gems are dangling from it, and he's looking at you quizzically. So the hippo guy turns his rifle on you. He says, "Don't make any sudden moves, sirs and ladies. You're now on the ship known as Lake Wave. And this is Captain Wyatt Ferris. Wyatt Ferris is the human with the blonde hair and the kind of pale white skin. And he gives you a winning smile, holds out a hand. And is anybody wounded? Oh, Ren, you're wounded, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm covered in slime.
Ren heals you for 12, 19 points. And the hippo guy says, "Sir, do you think that's smart? We don't know who they are or what they're here for." Captain White Ferris says, "No, I have a good feeling about these guys. I think we could use them." He says, "Welcome aboard." He holds out his hand to... Where are you? Oh, okay. That's a good question. TK-808. He holds his hand out to you. What do you do?
She, like, kind of just not, you know, she doesn't look like she's pissed off or whatever. She's just staring at his hand, like, quizzically, like, and she just kind of sticks her hand out, too. Okay. Not, like, to shake it. She just sticks it out, mirroring what he's doing.
He chuckles and just backs off. The space owl is on his shoulder watching you wisely. And he says, "What do you think, space owl?" And the space owl says, "The chatter brings us luck. Perhaps their luck has brought these creatures into our midst, Captain." He says, "You might be right." He says, "Come, let's go inside the pagoda place, and we can talk."
All right.
Okay.
The gift says, "Don't make any sudden moves, okay? Because I don't want to have to shoot you, but I will, and I'm a very good shot, sirs and ladies."
Until that point, I was like staring at the space hamster, kind of crouched down a little bit, like eyes really wide. And then when he said that, I'm like, "Oh wait, never mind." And I just like get my composure back.
Let's see. I want to show you the auto gnome.
Are they letting us like keep our weapons and everything, or are we like their prisoners?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. So they bring you inside to kind of like a little meeting room. It's got lots of space charts on it and maps and stuff. And they sit you down, and the little gnome lady tells the auto gnome to make you guys a drink. And so it like opens up its chest thing. There's like a little coffee machine in there, and there's cups. It's like, and it's got water for you guys.
How short is it? Because they're gnomes. It's gnome size, right?
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 feet tall.
Okay, Ren goes over and he like squats down and he looks at it and tilts his head inquisitively, like what is this?
Oh, she says, "That's my auto gnome. His name is Zebulon 6000. Say hello, Zebulon." And it talks, you know, in the old Transformers cartoon, how Soundwave talked? That's how it talks. It's like, ching, choo, cha, ching, wah, 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 you know? You can barely understand what it's saying. She says, I fixed him up. Watch this. And like she's like, "Hey, Zebulon, do the thing with the shovel." And it has a thing pop out, like a little scoop shovel. She's like, "That's for collecting samples."
Ah.
I flinch back.
The hippo guy rolls his eyes and says, "It malfunctions almost every day."
I flinch back more.
There's a malfunction chart.
Nice.
What samples do you collect with it? Of your enemies?
Whenever we find an asteroid, and we look for like ion stones.
Captain, where are we?
He says, "We're in a realm space. How did you end up flying out there?"
I believe a crone brought me here. Some sort of magic.
Oh. The dwarf with the white beard speaks up, and he says, "I believe I might know, Captain." So basically he explains that the death curse, when the death curse hit, it caused this flux in the plains, and a lot of people got dragged into the Feywild. That's from the Return of the Lizard King adventure. So you guys got shunted into the Feywild, but something in the Feywild moved you on. It was taking certain people and just putting the rest of you in space so you could die. And the dwarf says, your air would have lasted for 20 minutes, and then you would have died unless you don't need to breathe. So it's your good fortune that we came upon each other.
I'll say thank you as well. What manner of vessel is this that it can sail here?
All right, he says, "This is called a Spelljammer ship. It is a boat powered by magic. This one is called a dragon ship. There's all sorts of ships. Most of them are based on a creature. There's a hammerhead ship, you know, and a Yogi Mind Spider ship, and the Skrull have a praying mantis ship. You know, because, all right, he's going to explain Spelljammer to you. The Forgotten Realms is in a big, the universe is contained in a big crystal sphere. The sphere is made of, like, stars and stuff. If you have the right spells, there's spells that can open a portal in the actual shell of the universe, at the edge of the universe. When you go out, you go into this thing called the phlogiston. It's like a rainbow river where all of these crystal spheres float. And certain parts of the phlogiston are more dense than others. And those dense parts, you can sail to the other crystal spheres. So he explains that they're actually going to be leaving realm space, and they're going to be going to a sphere called Refuge, which is run by these blue giants known as the Arcane. They're merchants who buy and sell stuff. And he says, we got some stuff for my friend, and we're going to go make some money. This actually works out good because wild space is very dangerous, and we're a little understaffed. So would you guys like to stay? We could work out a treasure split of some kind.
So I'm proficient in Arcana. Do I know anything about? Have I ever heard? I mean, because he's from the realms, right? Like maybe he might have heard about something. Does he have any?
He says, "I'm not from the realms."
Gotcha.
I'm from very, very far away.
Very far away.
Yeah.
Well, I was first mate on my previous vessel before I was snatched and grabbed here. So
the gift says, "Well, sir." I would be the second in command, sir, so you will be answering to me, at least for the time being. Into the helm room. And they explain to you that Spelljammer ships are powered by magic thrones called helms. There's minor helms and major helms. Major helms make the ship go faster and it can maneuver better. So to pilot a helm, you have to be a spellcaster. So he has 3 spellcasters on the ship that take shifts. Flying the ship. Now in 2nd edition, if you sit on the helm and you fly a ship, you can't cast any spells until the next day. So until a long rest. In this, I'm going to say that's not the case. So if you did pilot the ship, they'll explain that when you sit in it, you can see all around the ship magically. And you can control it. You can make it move, you can make it slow down, you can direct it however you like. When this ship takes damage, you will need to make rolls. And you could go into a coma and for like 4 days. So they want to introduce themselves to you. Do you want to meet them?
Sure.
Sure.
First up, Captain Wyatt Ferris. He has a winning smile and sparkling eyes. And he says, I serve Umbra, the goddess of good, who some of you might have heard of. In my campaign, Umbra is the goddess of good in every crystal sphere. You know, like there's realms gods that are local to the realm space. There's Greyhawk gods local to Grey space, but some gods are prime gods. And in my campaign, I say Umbra is a prime god. She's in every sphere. And the Raven Queen is a prime god. She's in every sphere. So, oh yeah, now we're all backwards. Oh boy. All right. All right, I better. Well, once I move you around, he's going to come back, and I'm going to move you back. All right, everybody, just like cross your eyes for a minute, and just imagine.
Everyone's Jim.
Yeah, Jim, you're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
So that's Captain Wyatt Ferris. He's a captain always trying to do good, and he explains that most of the ship is crewed by these creatures called chatters. They're raccoon creatures that they end up taking they sneak onto Spelljammer ships and live there secretly for. Oh, there we go.
Hey, there we go.
Hey!
I cast invisibility on myself. I should have said that.
All right. So Captain Wyatt Ferris says that most of the ship is crewed by these chatter creatures. They're supposedly good luck, but most people hate them and get rid of them. But he decided to train them to crew the ship and do all the rigging and stuff like that. And since he did that, the more chatter he has on a ship, the more luck they have. And he says that there's a lot of times where when stuff goes down, like lucky things happen. Like they might be able to give you inspiration sometimes during things.
That's quite wonderful.
Yeah.
We had a lucky charm, a monkey back on our ship. Oh, I wonder if I'll ever see it again.
The space owl turns its head 270 degrees and says, highly doubtful, friend. I am the space owl. I navigate this vessel. Without me, you'll be lost in wild space forever. And he stares at you. What do you do?
Dear. That doesn't sound pleasant.
Captain Wyatt Ferris says, show him what you can do, Space Owl. The Space Owl says, behold! And he vanishes. Now I'm invisible. You can't see me, can you? Then he appears again. Now I'm over here! And then
Most impressive.
His eyes glow, and all of a sudden there's like 4 of him. He's like, "Which one's me?" Mirror images, a very advanced spell. You probably haven't heard of it. Wait, what's this?
I
Teleports
cast,
across. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna enact True Sight, and then just point at the correct one.
You do that?
Yes.
He's a little flustered by that. He casts he casts a spell and teleports across the room. He says, "A misty step, traveling through the ether. So speaks the space owl."
I mean, for an owl, that's impressive. You know, it's just an owl,
Captain
right?
Wyatt Fair says he's not an owl. He's a space owl. So
Space owl.
Space owl says a space owl.
I'm sure the distinction is important.
Those were space sharks, I take it, that we fought.
Those creatures are called scavers. Those were brown
Scavers.
scavers. You're lucky they weren't night scavers or void scavers, who are much bigger and much more ferocious.
I gotta be honest, brown scavers sounds like it'd be the worst.
Just about.
It felt like it.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, are you still damaged? Do you require repair? And she'll look at Rin.
Tis but a scratch. I'm fine.
And I'm sure the smell will come out eventually.
Eventually. I shake my chainmail.
Let us hope so.
The gift
All
says,
right.
"My name is Ben Mork Stramplson.
Ben Mork.
Like old GIF, following orders is my purpose. It gives me joy in life. Isn't that right, sir?" he says to Captain White Ferris. He says, "That's right." Ben Mork says, "I have quite a collection of arquebuses and queerlock pistols, each of great value. Perhaps I will show you my collection sometime."
I'm quite keen on whatever it is that you've got there. It seems some sort of crossbow without the bow.
He explains the mechanics of these guns. They use smoke powder, like old-timey muskets. In my campaign, in my crystal sphere, gunpowder does not work. You can't shoot a gun in my sphere, but in most other spheres, you can. So they malfunction a lot, though. He tells you that up front. If you shoot it, there's a fair chance it will explode in your hand. So, wear gloves. Right?
That sounds thrilling.
It's worth
I'm not
it,
sure
though.
how much gloves will be able to stop an explosion of that magnitude.
Yes.
By the way, she doesn't. You can tell she's kind of socially awkward and doesn't really get humor in most things.
The lady who's a dragonborn with the bottom half of a brontosaurus, she says, "My name is Imox. I am a Drakon. My people travel in tribes, and I worship the god herd led by Ub Kala, the deity of leadership and wisdom. Perhaps sometime I can share tales of Ub Kala with you."
Sure. Is that a dragon?
I'm a Drakon.
No, I mean, is Ub Kala a dragon?
He's a Drakon.
Oh, a Dracon as well.
She has 6-fingered hands, you notice.
Wait,
Ooh.
does that make you a space Dracon?
No, we're just Drakons.
Just a straight up Dracon.
Sorry, so Ren's trying to wrap his head around this. That's a space owl, but not a normal owl.
Oh,
So
he turns his head. Space owl.
Space owl.
Ren
a spell?
from space. And then the female gnome. She takes off her goggles. "My name is Flang Babuziak, and I make things. I made Zebulon 6000, my auto gnome, and he has 3 instructions. 1, defend gnomes. 2, defend yourself. 3, defend babies and children. And check this out. Everybody knows what's coming, and they all duck. She opens the chest, and there's like a wand, like charged with lightning. It shoots lightning. Sometimes.
This is next to the coffee maker?
Yeah! It's right next to the
Seems
lever
very
for the coffee
dangerous.
maker. There's the coffee maker lever, and there's the lightning lever right there.
Why do we even have that lever?
So both will wake you up in the morning, but one more than the other.
One might put you to sleep.
Everybody begs her to close the thing. And she sadly does. And she says, she goes over to the giant space hamster. And she says, this is my best friend, Bood Hooges. He can store up to 200 pounds of stuff in his cheeks.
Wow. It doesn't.
It like looks at you guys nervously and starts to back into the corner. She says, "It's okay, Bood. You're not gonna hurt him, are you?"
No.
I lick my lips and as I stare at it.
They both back away. The auto gnome Zebulon 6000 stands between you and them, and like starts to open the chest plate, and everybody starts screaming, "No! Don't do it!"
Does Bood, like, considering I just cast True Sight, just kind of looking around, does Bood, is that actually a giant hamster?
Mm-hmm. It's a giant space
hamster. Okay. Do I
She's-
notice anything else, like, with the True Sight up?
I don't think so. No.
Am I allowed to say anything?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess TK, you see a tabaxi that looks like a big panther man, and he's wearing black robes, and he doesn't actually have a weapon. It's illusionary.
You just see her kind of like look at you and kind of cock a head to the side, and then like kind of try to look at you from different angles, and then she almost just makes a mental note and then looks away.
All right. She tries to calm Bood Hooges down. Then there's the pilots. One is a gypsy woman. She says, "Hello, my name is Cedros Bones. I am an Aparusa. We are Loverstuff fighters." And like the GIF, Ben Mork Strampelson says, "Yeah, whenever there's danger, she just pretends she's dead. She's really good at it. She's like, my people have mastered the art of feigning death. It comes in handy very often."
Ren does like finger guns. It goes. Like play. Okay, sorry. That's a thing I've done with my dogs in the past. That's like play dead.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay,
I thought that was universal.
I'm gonna see if she
play dead.
Okay, she shimmers for a moment and drops to the ground and looks actually dead. She's not breathing.
Wow, I'm surprised. That wasn't me, I promise.
And she's not moving.
Does she smell dead?
Yeah, it's like to spell feign death. Look, for all purposes, she's dead.
What a great trick.
And then let's see. Bathman is the dwarf. And he says
Bathman.
And he's dressed very differently from everybody else. He's wearing brown robes, kind of off-white robes. He's got a weird hat with stuff dangling from it. He says, "I am from a planar city known as Sigil. I'm a member of the Fraternity of Order, a faction that's devoted to learning the laws of the multiverse. So then we can find the loopholes, my friends. It is the loopholes in the multiverse that give you absolute power. And once you learn all of the loopholes, you transcend on to whatever the next phase of life is. Perhaps greater than a deity. Hmm?
This intrigues me.
Loopholes, my friend.
We'll speak more later.
It's simple arcane theory. I can show you some formulas if you have the time. And
that'd be interesting.
They explained that the person piloting the ship is a black-haired half-elf woman. Her name is Maja Sleepwell, and she doesn't talk much. So, yeah.
Well, you said that the helm requires the use of magic to propel it. Yes.
Indeed.
I know a thing or two about spellcasting. Perhaps not as great as the mages of the land, but I have a knack for it. If I can be of service, I'm happy to lend a shift at the helm.
As would I, if you have need of an extra body.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, the pilots pipe up. Ooh, probably gonna get a day off. All right, so they're gonna show you to there's a couple places where you can sleep. There's like hammocks. Everybody's kind of clumped in a long hallway, and there's hammocks, and you can sleep. The captain says, what I would like to use you guys for is, if we get attacked, you all seem like you know what you're doing when it comes to magic and weapons and all that. So, they can maybe Would you be able to help us out with that? You can keep most of the treasure, if you like.
Was there a crow's nest on that ship? I'm pretty sure there was, right? Like there was like a mast in the center, if I saw that right in the picture.
Yep. Well, no. There are things sticking up, though.
Oh. Do you need anyone to be in the crow's nest? I don't know much about ships, but I know they're needed to make sure there's no attacks happening.
Sounds great to me. One of the raccoon people takes you by the hand and starts to lead you out to where that is. He says, it can understand you, sort of. If you speak squirrel, you could talk to it.
I take an action to do something, and I speak squirrel back.
You speak really? Really?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I totally didn't cast a spell to do it. I swear.
Oh, okay. It just says, hi. Wow. Come with me. Don't ask me my name.
Why not?
My name's Bustles Muxon.
Bustles Muxon.
Bustles Muxon.
Yeah. Let's go now.
So I'm gonna look at one of the squirrels and just look at it and ask it, "What is your designation?"
It thinks for a minute and goes like, squeak, 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 squeak.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm using telepathy, so as long as it understands a language, I can talk to it telepathically.
You know you're gonna have to roleplay all of these raccoon people.
It's always the stuff you don't prepare for, isn't
My
it?
name's Gentle Charlie. What
Gentle
was the question?
Charlie.
What was the question?
Gentle Charlie, he wants us to have perform services for him. Your captain wants us to perform services for him in exchange for keeping what is called treasure. Is this a normal transaction amongst people?
Yes.
Sorry.
The captain is very trustworthy. He's a good person, and we are friends with him. And yes, you can get great treasure. We get treasure too.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and does that raise your rank amongst these people? Like the more treasure you have?
No, we just like it.
Okay. I will comply.
Can I go now?
Yeah.
I have a lot of work to do.
Yes, you may. And then she'll speak up and she says, "Yes, this agreement is I can keep watch. I don't really need to sleep."
Okay. So a little while passes, and the captain brings Quicksilver and Quincent to the helm room. Says, "So you want to try this? You've ever used a minor helm before?"
I've never done anything like this before, but
Okay.
Never seen one of these contraptions before in my life.
He's like,
it's the only thing keeping me alive, so we might as well
don't
know how it
fly
works.
us into an asteroid, okay?
Got it.
All right, so which one of you wants to go first?
Oh, coincidental. Oh,
All right.
yeah.
So Captain gently shakes Maja's shoulder, and she shakes her head, and she looks at you guys, and just immediately gets off the throne and slinks into the darkness and soundlessly goes out the door.
What a pleasant woman.
All right.
Seems wonderful.
So Quincent, take a seat.
Quincent sits down and.
Okay. Make an Arcana check.
Oh,
Don't go in a coma now.
17.
Okay, that's good. So when you go on, the ship does rustle a little bit, but it's okay. So he explains that the ships have a couple speeds. Spelljamming speed is where you're going really, really fast. Whenever you encounter an object like an asteroid or a planet or whatever, your ship slows down to a very slow speed automatically. He explains how the gravity works. If you're out in space, everything has a gravity sphere of their own. So a gravity plane. So this ship has a big bubble, and it contains a certain amount of air. When that air runs out, you die. So your personal bubble contains 20 minutes of air. And also there's creatures that can foul your air, and if your air fouls, you're gonna die. So this ship has a lot of plants on it. And the plants generate oxygen, so you don't ever run out of air. But you would if you didn't have the plants. Eventually, you will run out of air.
Nice.
So whenever you encounter someone else's bubble, the ship goes from spelljamming speed to a much slower speed. So really collisions. There can be collisions, but most of the time it's like. So he says, when we ran into you guys, I mean, we were just rocketing along. We just happened to come into.
You didn't come to our rescue on purpose, then.
He says, well, I think Umbra led us to you, so.
Umbra, interesting.
It worked out good, and I'm very lucky, and the chatters bring me luck, so I assume this is going to work out for the best for everybody.
Timora often guides my hand at the tables, and I'll take her blessing wherever it comes from.
He says, okay. So you're going to do some flying. So he just has you do some maneuvers. And you guys on the ship don't really feel anything. Like, if you go upside down, it doesn't feel like you're upside down. It's just, you always feel like you're standing level. And so in everybody's gravity bubble, the gravity is in the center. So that's why all that stuff was going like this. So if you jump off the ship, you're going to go like this and slowly make your way to the bubble. And once you get out of the bubble, your own bubble appears around you, and now you're on your own, So, and in wild space, when something is going, it just keeps going unless you stop it until it hits something. So if you throw those daggers, they will go on forever until they hit something.
So it's not like the astral plane where we use intelligence to move? We have to actually like swim.
Most of the time you have to push off of something. That first time, I just
okay.
gonna let you do it because I wanted to. There was little things to push off of, but most of the time, no, you can't at all. So.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right.
So Quincent, you're gonna fly for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone want to do anything special till the next day? So Quicksilver, are you gonna fly it after Quincent?
Yeah.
You want to make an Arcana just to see how that goes?
12.
Oh, okay. It does kind of a little bit. And Wyatt Ferris chuckles and says, "Don't worry. You should have seen when that dwarf guy did it the first time. We almost died."
Let's see. The only thing I was gonna say, the only thing Quincent wants to do is talk to Ben Mork about his gun collection.
Oh, okay. So after you're done flying the ship, he says, "Come to my quarters, sir." All right. So he's got 2 arquebuses. Those are like rifles. And he has 3 wheel-lock pistols. So they're kind of long muskets. And you have to stuff them with gunpowder, and then you can shoot them. I think they do D12 damage. And I don't remember what the range is, but it's pretty far. But if you roll a 1 or a 2 to attack, it explodes in your hand. So,
okay.
Just so you know.
Well, I mean, Quincent's intrigued by them. Exotic weaponry and the like is always
These are 700 gold each, sir. They're not cheap.
Where did you acquire them?
Any port like the Rock of Brawl, or we'll be going to Refuge where there's all sorts of things to buy.
Perhaps I'll save up for one.
I could let you borrow mine, but if something happens to it, I will need to replace it.
I understand. Well, perhaps once I've acquired the funds to purchase my own, until then I can practice with yours, but I wouldn't want to take one into battle.
Okay. All right, anybody else want to do anything special till the next day?
Yeah, Ren walks around the ship just to get a feel of what all's there. Like, where does everyone stay? They got a giant hamster, right? Where does that stay? Where does the little gnome go? Or is it just in the
gnome
main
has
quarters?
her own little shop that also has a bed in it. So that's where she parks her auto gnome, and that's where the hamster sleeps.
Oh, okay.
When as you're walking and looking around, the hamster and her are walking, and the hamster immediately like ducks around a corner and like peeks to see if you're there, and you're there, so it ducks back over.
Okay. Are there any like what's lighting the ship? Are there like any candle sconces or anything?
Yes.
I spend most of my time actually studying the candles. Like what are they made of? Are they like white wax? Are they beeswax or? Okay.
Just wax. There's a lot of plants, and she'll tell you, so remember, don't use these candles when we go in the phlogiston, because we'll all blow up. Really?
Oh.
It happens a lot. You should tell your friends.
I'll make sure not to use my sword. It makes fire, so that'd be bad.
All right. So, anything else anybody wants to do?
Yeah, TK will just pretty much just walk around the whole ship, asking the weirdest seemingly inane questions, like the most basic shit possible. But other than that, she will pretty much just pace the ship like all night and she won't sleep.
Really?
But she'll tell anybody, like, she will keep watch.
All right, so you're walking around the ship, and everybody's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And at one point, you're walking, and the space owl is perched up high, and it turns its head around like 300 degrees and looks at you and says, "Do you not sleep, strange one?"
I can sleep, but I don't necessarily require it. I can draw the energy from within to stay awake.
He flaps down like onto like a little candle thing close to you, and he leans uncomfortably close to your face. And he says, "I've never seen a creature like you before. What are you? Where do you draw your power from?"
She'll kind of just hold her palms up, and there's just
like a small sapphire embedded in her palm, and there's a larger one in her forehead. And then she'll just show kind of her forearm to the owl as her sleeve kind of opens up, and she has them pretty much at various points on her body. But she says, "These were implanted in me to focus my mental energies. I believe that my masters designated me as a human."
Do they have any like Mind Flayer specific markings, like Qualit, the touch script that they use?
Yeah, maybe like kind of like
Okay.
like what country are they from? Like made in whatever, like made in far
Their
space.
home world is called Penumbra.
Yeah, made in Penumbra, like it might say that, like around the edge of the crystals.
Oh, okay. His eyes go even wider. He says, "The Illithid, Mind Flayers.
Ah, yes, that is what they call themselves.
They're a scourge of the spaceways, TK. Pray we do not run into them, and their hideous ships."
Yes, they were. I was actually escaping from my captors when all of a sudden I was in the middle of nothingness. So it was quite disjointing.
He groans and says, "That information may prove useful to me later," and he flies away. Okay, so do anything else till the next day?
Now that TK says about the gems and all that.
Well, they were alone on the ship. You weren't with them.
I know, but I mean, I would have noticed visibly markings and stuff before. Yeah. I guess I try to signal out TK, and I go, "Is that Mind Flare? Are those ions? Is that an ion stone on your head?"
And she'll respond like telepathically, like, "I'm not sure what an ion stone is. I've never heard this word before."
I reply back in telepathy, "Be careful who you show that to. It could prove very dangerous."
Well, I do not believe I can remove this. And she like tries to pull the gem out of her forehead and just like,
maybe
a scarf.
Or a hat.
What is a hat?
Oh, wait. I go to look in my backpack. I'm pretty sure I got a hat. Yeah, I do. I have like a peasant's hat. I got like traverse clothes, and I like put it on your head.
This will suffice for the time being.
Okay, so next day, during the day, Quincent or Quicksilver, do you want to fly the ship, or do you want to have somebody else flying the ship?
I'll go ahead and take another go at flying the ship.
So Quicksilver, you're flying the ship. Quincent, you're eating or whatever, and the auto gnome walks up to you. What do you do?
I'll kind of give it a funny look and then look around to see if the flang is anywhere nearby.
Nope. Holds up its hand. The mini shovel pops out. What do you do?
I'll take like the last little bit of sandwich that I was eating and like put it in the scoop.
It like rotates the scoop 180 degrees in the sandwich, and then it starts poking like, and it says extracting sample, and it's like digging into you harder and harder. What do you do?
I'm gonna try to get out of the way. Quincent's a pretty quick guy, 40-foot move speed. But if it like keeps following him, I might have to misty step out of here or something.
Quicksilver, you're flying the ship, and all of a sudden you drop out of spelljamming speed. Make an Arcana check.
Natural 20.
Oh,
so 23.
Man, you
Yeah, I
handle
don't
it.
know.
Everybody's like, I didn't feel a thing. It's pretty good. There's an asteroid field in front of you. Captain Wyatt kind of runs into the room. This might be a little tricky. Do you think you can? You want to try to navigate this?
I will let Io guide me. And by extension, all of you.
All right. So there's a huge chunk of rock in front of you. You're gonna try to go around it and avoid the other rocks that are moving a little bit. So make an Arcana check. See how this goes.
20, not natural.
Oh my! So you're and like an asteroid comes kind of close. You easily duck. As you get around the thing, to your shock, there's a huge ship in the shape of a praying mantis, and on the deck are a whole bunch of what look like orcs with pig noses, and they're all wearing studded leather armor, but the studs are spiked, and the spikes are dripping some kind of goo. And a female leader of theirs shouts something in Elven, and the creatures let out a cheer, and Captain Wyatt Ferris says, "By the gods, Scrow!" So let's roll initiative.
Oh, God.
This is a new day, right?
Yeah.
All right. That's better.
That's everybody, right? Initiative?
Yeah, everybody.
Okay, 23.
23 for Ren. Quincent.
Yeah, 12.
12 for Quincent. Pruitt.
I'm not lying. I rolled another 19, so it's a 27.
Whoa. Quicksilver.
14.
All right, and I got that. TK-808. So, very close to you, to your ship. Right next to you is a huge asteroid, and coming around the other side of the asteroid is this big red ship in the shape of a praying mantis. So it's like a ship, but in the front, it has two huge pincer things that are raising up, and the ship is turning to face yours as if it was going to bring the pincers down on your ship. And all of the creatures on board are screaming and cheering and pulling up planks and stuff like they're getting ready to drop them and board the ship. What would you like to do?
How far away is that asteroid next to us? About 60 feet?
Sure.
How far away is the ship from us? About 60 feet?
Well, okay. It's actually probably a hex away, so it's actually 600 feet away.
Oh,
but
okay.
you can your ship can travel 600 feet in one round. So technically this ship is very close to you. It's only one hex away, but the hexes are 600 feet each. So.
Okay, this is what I was going to try to do. I was going to use my Mastery of Force and try to move that asteroid and basically launch it at the ship.
Yeah.
So if I spend 7 points,
I mean, this thing is. Is there a limit?
I can move up to
size?
1,000 pounds.
Oh, well, that's a lot more than 1,000 pounds. But you can still try. I just want to see what happens. So you're like.
Yeah, I mean, when it's moving an object, there's nothing really to roll. I don't know. Like it doesn't. I don't. Not so. But if it's too big, I mean, then I just
like
can't do it.
Arcana, or what's your bait? Like, what's your mystics? What do they use?
Ant. So just like an ant plus proficiency.
Yeah. So you go.
Okay. So that's that's gonna be a 12.
Okay. So it Okay, so you do that, and it's like really painful, and some of the chatter on board like look at you in shock, and let's see. The GIF, Ben Mork Strampelson says, "By the gods, you're moving it!" And so it does move, and some of the Skrull like look up in terror, and like they scream and point at you, and one Skrull has a ballista, and he turns it so he's gonna try to target you. They're all pointing at you.
Oh,
all right.
Yes? Okay.
And then it's Ren's turn.
Okay. I assume we were all on the deck of the ship seeing this.
Yeah, wherever you want to be. It's up to you.
Okay. I believe I said I was going to go up on the mast or something. So I guess I'm up on the mast when this is happening.
Uh-huh.
And I remember what they told me yesterday about how gravity works here.
Uh-huh.
And I turn invisible.
Yeah!
And I jump off towards their ship.
Make it acrobatics.
I also, TK, I like to imagine that was like Star Wars and you had Obi-Wan like, use the Force, TK. You're like,
You're like,
okay.
A little blood trickles out of my nose a little bit.
So Ren,
18.
okay, oh, okay. So Ren, you propel yourself and like you don't slow down. You're just shh. So what's happening here is you're moving like what 60 feet to 100 feet in a round. It's actually coming at you at a rate of like very very fast. So on their turn, you're going to kind of meet. But right, you're invisible. They have no idea you're there, right?
Can I roll stealth? I was going to try to like fly stealthily, so to speak.
Yeah, you're yeah. You don't need to roll. You're just stealth.
Okay.
They
Okay.
can't see you
Cool.
or anything, right? If you make sound, then I guess they might hear you, but you're not making any sound. You're just soaring through the wild space, right?
Okay.
Okay, so all right, now it's my turn. Wow. All right, so
You said
ship.
that ballista was aiming at me, yeah?
Yeah, they pointed at you.
I'm going to use my reaction to impose disadvantage as I use Intellect Fortress and, yeah.
A
Do
natural
Psychic
one.
Backlash.
Okay, so what was this power? What does it do?
It's Psychic Backlash. It just imposes disadvantage, and even if they hit me, they still would take 2d10 psychic damage.
So like the guy who's aiming it is trying to shoot it at you has psychic pain.
No, only if he hits me. Like,
Oh,
so
he hits
it imposes disadvantage, but if he still hits me, then he would take psychic damage.
Okay, so he turns it, your thing goes off, and his ballista misses you by a lot and just flies off into wild space. And he missed by a mile. All right, Quicksilver. The two pincer hands come up, and then they come down on the deck. Make an Arcana check.
22.
Oh, okay. All right, so the whole ship shakes, or everybody else on board make a dexterity saving throw.
Nice, 22.
Made it.
It's going to be an 11 for me.
Oh, Ren? You're not on the ship. So
No, I'm flying.
TK, make a second dexterity check.
Ooh, that's even worse. That's a 6.
So,
No.
bam, it slams on the ship. Everybody goes kind of flying, and most people plop on the ground. You actually fall overboard. And so now you're kind of hover, coming. You're kind of in between the two ships, which are pretty close together. You're kind of floating in between them now.
Perfect.
The Scrow drop their planks, and a horde of them come charging over your NPC allies. The GIF, the Dracon, the Gnome, the Auto Gnome, the Space Hamster's hiding in the back. The Space Owl bravely swoops down and plucks at an enemy now and then. So
Wow.
the borders are led by... you've probably all encountered orcs before. These are not quite like regular orcs. They have kind of pigs, and I have a picture, actually, I can show you. They have spiky armor, and they seem much more working as a unit. They're not wild, crazy attackers. They all seem to have practiced doing this a lot, and they really enjoy doing it. Okay. There it is. That'll be up on your screen in a minute, and that's what they look like. There we go. They've got their spiked studded leather, and you notice as they come across, a lot of their spikes are coated in some kind of goo. And some of them have a hand axe in one hand and a wheel-lock pistol in the other hand. So they race over. Quincent, you're on deck, right?
Yeah.
Okay. A couple of these creatures run over to you, and
AC 18.
they also have spiked gauntlets. So the female leading them yells out like an elven phrase. Do any of you speak Elven?
I do. Quincent
Ren does.
Quincent does.
Oh, Ren. Well, Ren, you hear them yell in Elven, "Il Naval shall draw your final breath." So, and these are orcs speaking Elven. So they rush across Quincent. Her call seems to embolden these weird orcs, and they swing at you with advantage. Let's see here. Here we go. Plus 5. 14?
14's a miss.
16?
16's a miss.
And that's the only person who's on board, right? TK! One of these creatures on a ship who is going to board stops and looks at you and sneers. And you see it's got two huge tusks, and on the tusk there's some gems embedded in it. and it also has a necklace that has a bunch of teeth on it of different creatures. And it takes aim at you with its wheel-lock pistol, and like, let's see what happens here. 17?
17 will hit. I've already used my reaction, so I can't bump my AC.
You've been shot! You take 8 damage. The first bullet wound.
You see about 6 inches off of my skin, like this blue iridescent light, as like because I get temp HP, but I see it as kind of shields, like whatever. So they kind of burst, and then it hits me, but it doesn't do as much as it should have.
Okay. Now, Ashley, you can see everything going on in the ship. You can see everything around the ship. This thing has clamped 2 of its hooks in, and they've got your ship held fast. One hook is going back up. What would you like to do? You can, if you get out of the helm, the ship is going to be completely loose, or you can try to maneuver the ship, or if there's anything else you want to do, you can try and see.
I mean, because I assume the 2 ships are currently stuck together, right? Because it's still got one of the praying mantis arms in it. Can I like try to turn both of the ships to like try and knock their ship into the asteroid or something?
Yeah. All right. So we'll do an opposed Arcana check between you and the person piloting their ship. Okay.
Oh boy. Okay.
15.
19.
Okay. So what did you want to do?
I wanted to try and like turn both ships, since they're stuck together, and smash their ship into the asteroid.
So, okay.
And either damage their ship, or maybe like try and break off the other arm or something.
And both ships kind of crash together. Basilon, make another dexterity saving throw.
All right. That's 24 this time.
Oh, okay. You're totally fine. All right. And next to you, the Dracon woman is beating the crap out of one of these orcs, and you see the auto gnome scooping the crap out of like one of the, one of the always like, like what is happening? And meanwhile, the gnome is stabbing him with a dagger, just like, All right. So let's see here. You smooshed it, and then it's Quincent's turn.
So my turn. So how many of them are on deck right now?
9.
9 of them, and there's still a bunch of like planks and mantis arms that are keeping the ships stuck together.
Yeah, there's 3 planks, and there's 1 mantis hook in, and another one is starting to rise. Although it kind of jiggled when when Quicksilver actually smushed the ship into an asteroid.
Okay.
And you heard the wood of their ship groaning a bit, and they're all like, and a bunch of these creatures fell over.
I'm tempted to blast to the other arm with the shatter, but I think I've got bigger problems with this guy right in front of me. I'm going to cast Booming Blade and take a stab at him and see if maybe this will work this time. Good night, it does not. That is an 11 to hit.
Okay, so the orc blocks with its hand axe. Okay. All right, and that's it for Quincent?
I think so, yeah. I don't think I can... let me see real quick. With War Magic, I can make a bonus attack if I cast a cantrip. So I missed on my cantrip. I'm going to make a bonus action attack. With just a regular rapier. 14, does that hit?
One of these creatures? Yes.
All right, good. It's minimum 7 damage.
All right. 7 damage. It's hurt.
The universe is telling me that I should have been a caster this time instead of a fighter.
All right. So, and when you attack it, the space owl flies down and like claws at its eye, and hits it and scrapes it for some more damage. And it says, "Die, Scrow scum." Apparently, they're called Scrow.
Scrow.
Yes.
Why are they speaking Elvish?
Yes. All right. So, let's see here.
Oh, what?
TK. That was Quincent's turn. Now it's TK's turn. TK. So you're hovering between the 2 ships, and then your ship kind of, and so I don't know, everything got all. I guess you're still between them, but there's a lot of like screaming, and a bunch of orcs have fallen over on that ship. What would you like to do?
How far away am I from the ship?
Well, there's probably only like 15 feet between them, so you're somewhere in that 15 feet. And you're hovering. The gravity planes have combined into one big gravity plane now, so you're sharing the same sphere of air and gravity.
And they explained about how far out those bubbles go, right?
They go out pretty far, yeah.
Like about how far would you say? How far would they go?
The length of the ship again. both. So in this case, it would be both ships. So it goes out, pretty far.
Is that like 120 feet or?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I won't do that. Okay. Well, that guy that just shot me.
Yeah.
He's gonna take some damage. I'm gonna just like do a push, a psychic push against him. So I'm gonna need him to make a strength save, DC 17.
6. I failed.
Oh, so he failed. Okay. Yeah. So that's gonna be, because I'm juicing this completely out. So that's 28 and 12. So that's 40 damage, and he gets pushed 5 feet, so 35 feet. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to.
He's dead, so.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so he just kind of goes flying off,
Right.
and then if anybody sees it, then I'm going to use my bonus action to basically heal myself with my Mystic Recovery. So the bullet just kind of like plops out of me, and there's like a shimmer of blue light as the wound closes over.
Okay.
And
Is
that's
that
it.
for TK? All right. Ren. So you were flying. You're invisible. The enemy ship's right there. One of the hooks is up near you. What would you like to do?
Can I control where I land?
You could try. Yeah. Like, what do you want to do?
I just want to make sure I don't like overshoot it or something.
Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. You made a good acrobatics check. So yeah.
Okay. I land still invisible. Does their ship look like it has kind of the same layout as the one I was just on? Like where the helm would be around the same spot?
No. It's a completely different looking ship. But
okay.
you could try and look around if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm looking for the helm.
Make an investigation.
Intelligence, my one weakness. Okay. 7.
Okay. So you're looking around, and there's Scro nearby. Some of them have little vials of green liquid that they're pouring on their things, and they're all excited, and and they're all getting their weapons ready. Some of them are loading their wheel lock pistols. All right. Let's see. That was Ren's turn. Okay, so on my turn, the hook thing goes back down. Skaboom! So Quicksilver, make another Arcana.
Oh, that was a natural one.
Oh, the ship's shaking. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so I'm gonna roll on this chart. D10. It actually pierces the deck of the ship. There's a big hole, and it goes right in, and like a bunch of raccoon people go jumping everywhere. So Quicksilver, you're actually gonna take damage here. You take 15 points of damage.
15?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Quincent, make a dexterity save.
All right. I keep making these saves. 19 for a save.
Boom! You're fine. All right.
You said you were a sailor, right? You're used to the boat rocking.
He is a sailor. He's used to the boat rocking and that kind of thing, sure.
Okay, so I think there's one wounded Scro on you and one healthy Scro.
Yeah.
So they both close in on you, and they try to, hug you onto their spikes.
Oof.
So
I'm going to be prepared to cast a shield on one of these guys.
We're doing a pose strength check.
All right. Here we go.
I rolled a 6.
What do we have? So is it?
Yep.
All right. So where were we? Scro. Whose turn was it?
They just attacked
their turn.
Clinton.
Oh,
Yeah.
They attacked Clinton.
They're hugging with the blades with the goo on them or something.
You can barely
So-
hear me though. What is going on with this thing? You guys can hear me fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
you're
can-
good. You're
just
fine
fine.
to us.
I don't know. I'll have to mess with it later. I'll try to talk loud. That's all I can say right now.
Just scream at us.
Please don't.
They are orcs after all. I mean.
Spice
right.
Marines.
So
Sorry.
let's see here.
Oh, we gotta get some space marines.
Okay, there was the woman, the female Scro who had led them, turns to Quincent.
Uh-huh.
She's coming over to try to kill you. She Here we go. 2 attacks plus 6.
All right, 18 AC.
Miss.
Ready with a shield.
Miss both times. So she runs over, slice. You dodge, no big deal. All right, that was, I think that was my turn. Quicksilver, your turn.
All right. I'm going to attempt to scrape their ship off again. Just kind of like drag it against the asteroid if I can.
Okay.
So another Arcana check.
Yeah.
Yep. 13.
Oh, the other pilot rolls a natural 20. And what were you trying to do?
Trying to like back the ship up and scrape them off on the asteroid.
Oh, okay. Well, the other pilot completely resists you. You know, for a moment you might see like an angry lady sitting in a throne, like blah blah blah. You know, she's got these big tusks. You know, So she's in the one helm room and you're in the other, kind of struggling against each other. Is that it for Quicksilver?
Yeah, I think that's all I can do from the helm, right?
Yes. Quincent, your turn.
So am I grappled or something by that one orc that
He
that got
tried
me?
and failed.
Ah, I see. Excellent. In that case, if the leader is on me, I am going to heroically duel the leader, and
Okay.
hopefully roll something higher than a 3 for my attack roll.
Okay.
We're going to try the trick that I've been trying to do all session. 24 to hit.
Okay.
Nice.
Finally. So that's going to be 16 damage. 3 of that is thunder. She's sheathed in a shimmering, booming field. I'm going to make my bonus action attack.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 23 to hit.
23. Okay.
For another 7 piercing damage.
Uh-huh.
So that's 23 piercing damage total. And then I'm going to use my mobility and back away without provoking an attack of opportunity. And I'm just going to back away like 10 feet.
Okay.
Dance out of her reach.
Okay. All right, you dance out of her reach. After Quincent is TK808.
Okay, so you said that there are 3 boarding like planks, correct?
Yeah.
Are they like still coming over?
Yes.
Okay. Just kind of judging, looking at. I mean, there's probably a lot of people on these, right?
There's a
So
few, yeah.
there's a few. So I'm gonna do my Mastery of Force and try to move one and go ahead and pump it up to like 7 because it says I can throw 1,000 pounds, and I'm gonna try to throw one board into the next one.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Nice.
And so that'll be 8d6 damage to anything that kind of hits.
Okay. 8d6. All right.
Yeah.
Do I get a save or anything? I mean, how does this work?
Yeah, I think you get the creature must. Yeah, you DC 10 deck save or take the damage listed.
Well, I failed. So they have 13 hit points. So you take one board and you fling it into the other one. So like
That's 28 damage total.
all right, 3 scroll, just like the 2 boards, like and they scream and their spiked armor pierces each other, and they just die.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to teleport about 80 feet or 60 feet up, so I have a better view of everything.
Okay.
And then that is my action.
Well, hold on. If you're 60 feet up, you are going to descend because the gravity is semi-normal here. So it's not like you fly around completely. When you're in the middle between the ships, you will do this. But if you're up there, you will slowly descend, just so you know.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I mean, I just kind of go up and just kind of looking around at the battlefield as I'm descending.
Okay. Ren, it's your turn. You still looking for the helm room?
Yeah.
I make another investigation. Let me see what happens here.
Okay. I rolled a little better, but it's not going to make it. 9.
9.
Nah.
Well, you're looking around. I mean, you're going to see one room with one guard on the outside of it.
Okay.
One scroll, and you're still invisible, right?
Yeah, that's like the one. It looks like the one entranceway into the boat, or something, into their Spelljammer.
Yeah.
Okay. I attempt to turn off invisibility, and as an action, I make myself look like one of those Skrull.
Okay. All right. So you look like one of them,
Nice.
and then what?
And then I go to walk up to him, and I speak in Elven, and I try to mimic a little bit of their accent that I heard, using my actor feat.
Okay.
And I say, "This is where the helm is, right?"
Make a deception or whatever.
Okay. Deception. Oh, rolled a 20. I was going to roll advantage, but I rolled a 20, so 27.
The Skrull says, "Very good, Elven friend. Go in. There's more poison in the closet." So he lets you in. There's a closet, and then it opens into a big room where there's a woman sitting on a magic throne, and she's kind of shaking around, and bleh, that kind of.
Okay.
So I think that's the end of your turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
My turn. All right, Quincent, you got 3 people on you. Oh wait,
All right. Does the head?
One's hurt bad, but the other 2 are not.
Yeah. Does the one that I hit last time? Does she move to come get me? Because she's gonna take thunder damage if she does.
She does. How much damage?
Let's see how much damage real quick. It's 2d8. That's gonna be 11 thunder damage.
Okay. All right. She's staggered, but she snarls something about, "Your teeth will be the next to go on my necklace, elf scum."
Quincent's gonna give her like the Top Gun Iceman kind of bite.
Make an intimidation.
That's right. I am dangerous.
Yeah, 17.
Oh, she's taken aback by your aggressive nature.
Yeah.
All right. 3 Skrull. 2 Skrull try to hack you.
AC 18.
10. Oh, 20 total.
That's gonna get a shield. So my AC is now 23.
Oh, okay. So hits your shield. The Skrull leader woman, she comes up with her 2 attacks and is treating you with a bit of respect. She got a 14 plus 6, 20 total. Does that hit?
23 is my AC now till the end of my turn.
Man, natural 20.
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
The grade, you see, the positive energy.
There you go.
It all comes around. So
We're charging that up all.
You're gonna take
all night.
23 damage.
Oh, no.
She cackles, or she says, "You fight well. You'll be my slave when this is over."
She's talking to me in Elven.
Yes.
I'll reply to her in Elven. Where did you learn that? And I think you have it the other way around. After this, you're going to be my slave.
She's like got a smile on her face. I think she kind of likes you a little bit.
Okay.
She says, "We study our foes. We know everything about you. We know more than you do."
Well, I find that hard to believe, but have at you.
She says something about their leader, the great legendary Skrull. I think his name is Dugoshk.
Nice.
Dugoshk.
Nice.
She says, "As Dugosh has taught us, we all speak Elven." All right. Let's see. That was my bad guys. My ship lady. All right, Quicksilver. Let's see. So you can kind of sense the woman on the helm on the Skrull ship in her filthy helm room compared to your nice little neat pirate one. She's gonna try to just spin the ships around so yours is starting to face the asteroid. So let's do an opposed arcana. I rolled a 17.
Uh-oh.
Okay. 8.
The
Sounds
ship
like our helmsman needs some inspiration.
Yeah, where are the raccoon squirrel people?
One squirrel like perks up and clambers. So it does come in at the end of this round. I want to see how the NPCs are doing. So, Space Owl fighting a Skrull. Space Owl got hit.
Oh,
The
no.
GIF, Ben Mork Stempelson he's standing up on like an elevated area shooting, like he's got his thing and he's just opening fire and laughing. Let's see how he does. Shoots the Skrull in the head and it dies. The Dracon has a whole bunch of Skrull around her. She's a very powerful fighter. She's got her Brontosaurus feet up, and she's like, let's see if she stomps one. Ooh. They're on her, and they're starting to bite her with their huge, weird tusks. All right. Gnome
bedazzled tusks.
team is fighting with her Zebulon 6000. So they're going to do some kind of tag team maneuver. It doesn't go well.
Does it use its lightning tummy?
No, he's using the shovel, and it's just not happening. The Skrull's like, what is it trying to do to me?
It really wants those samples, man.
Yeah,
I'm going to make a courage roll
sample.
for the Ben Bood Hooges, the giant space hamster. It is a natural 20 on courage!
Nice.
It like
Stuff's
hurdles across the battlefield. You know, like stuff. What's this thing doing? And the hamster like lands on it. It's just like, ugh, and like bites its head off and stuffs it inside of its cheek pouch.
Oh god.
Aw.
Oh man.
And
Average head's probably like 10 pounds. So you can fit, like 19 more of those things.
Flang Babuziak. She goes, "Thanks so much, Bood. That was great." And yeah, you got a couple casters. The gypsy's playing. You see the gypsy lying there dead? And the Fraternity of Order guys, like, he looks like he's finding loopholes in reality. And like one of the Skrull just like disappears, like they turn flat 2-dimensional, and they wink out of existence. And the other Skrull see that and they're like, "We're gonna go over here." Fight them.
Well, me and that guy are talking.
And Quincent, he goes, "Loopholes."
Yeah.
What did I say?
I'm
And I
curious
forgot. Captain Wyatt Ferris swings on a rope thing, stabs a dude through the neck, and lands on another thing. And he's like dueling 2 Skrull at once.
I take inspiration from my new captain.
All right, so that was all that stuff. Who went? That was me, right? So
Yeah, that was the NPCs.
Quicksilver's turn. She's rotated the ship now.
Okay. I'm going to because they're still holding on to us, right? They've still got one plank on us and at least
one's actually
one or
in the
both
ship,
mantis
yeah.
arms.
Yeah,
Okay.
one's in the ship.
I'm gonna try and like rotate the ship on its axis, see if it can't like twist and like try and snap some of the stuff off that way.
Okay, go ahead. Make an Arcana.
That 20, not natural.
Oh, okay. So what are you trying to do? Break the mantis hook, or just get free of the hooks?
I'll break it if it'll break, but
Oh my
you
god.
know,
Okay.
if it just
So
pops free, that's fine.
you do it in such a way, and you twist just right, and the hook actually cracks off and plops into the below decks area, and the other hook kind of slips free, so the 2 ships are not connected anymore. All right. After Quicksilver, Quincent fighting the captain lady.
Yeah,
She's trying to bite you with her huge tusks.
I'm gonna bat her out of the way with my buckler, and then continue to stab at her with my sword here, booming blade. That is a nat 20. All right, that makes up for all those freaking 3s earlier. All right, let's roll damage here. What do we got? It's that plus my booming blade. That's going to be 11 damage. I rolled like a 1 and a 2 for my crit dice. It's going to be 11 damage. 2 of that is thunder. Bonus action attack is a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
And that's going to be another 7 piercing damage. And I'm going to do the same thing and sort of like dance out of the way and move back 10 feet.
Okay, so you cut her across the collarbone, and she's now bleeding. Like blood is starting to pour down.
Okay.
All right. Is that it for Quincent?
That's it for Quincent.
TK808. What do you want to do?
Okay, so how many people
You're still
are
hovering in the
on-
middle, and the ships are rotating around you, basically.
Yeah, that's, the image in my head is freaking epic. I love it. It's just slowly descending as all this chaos is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So how many people are on Quincent and how many people are on the captain? There's 2 on the captain, correct?
On the captain, 2, yeah.
And on Quincent, there are 2?
Quincent's just 1 now, the lady. The other
just the lady.
Skrull
Okay.
backed off.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
As a bonus action, I am going to teleport, let's see, 120 feet. So I'm going to teleport 100 feet, like, like starboard, away from the ship, and then and away from the other ship, trying to get near the edge of the air pocket at least, right?
Uh-huh.
And then, as my action, I'm going to do a baleful transposition to one of the scroll that is on the captain. So I need a Wisdom saving throw, DC 17, or we switch places, and he is now 100 feet out past the ship, and I'm standing next to the captain.
Ashley,
whoa.
are you still there?
Me?
Ashley?
No,
Ashley.
Oh,
I
sorry.
don't think
She
so.
dropped. Boy, where'd
Yeah, she dropped out.
well, hopefully she'll be
Oh,
back.
no.
Jeez, God.
They took her.
Maybe I should
They
start
took our
using
pilot.
Zoom. All right, I'm sorry, TK. What was that?
So I'm just going to teleport 100 feet starboard, away from the mana ship, and then baleful transposition with one of the scroll that is on the captain. So I need a Wisdom saving throw, DC 17, or we basically switch places, and it's now 100 feet out from the
Rolled
ship.
an 18.
Oh well.
All right, it's a good idea though.
Well, that's it.
After TK is Ren.
Oh, sorry, I'm messing with the chat because like one arm is in TK's window and one arm is in Jim's. I'm like, okay, sorry. So I'm in the helm with this thing, right? Wait, Ashley?
Yes.
Yay!
Okay, sorry. I was
Thank you.
trying to figure out what happened there.
Yeah. It's just that kind of
Okay.
thing, I guess. All right, Ren.
Okay, so I look at the helmsman and I say in Elven, the flamed one sends their regards. And as I say that, the disguise goes off, and I'm my tabaxi form, and a green glow forms a 30-foot radius around her helm, and she needs to make a con saving throw because I just cast Sickening Radiance on her.
I got a 3.
Nice.
She got a 3. Okay, she's
Bad.
I just gave her radiation poisoning. That's pretty much what that was. She suffers a level of exhaustion. She emits a dim greenish light for 5 feet, and she takes holy crap, 3 8s and a 2 amount of radiant damage.
26.
26 radiant damage, and I'm focusing on it. It's going to stay there. So if she ends her turn there, she takes it again.
Okay. She took damage, so she had to make a check, and she failed it. So the ship is shaken. Let's see.
But not stirred.
The ship is actually shaken. So everybody on the Scrow ship. So Ren, actually, she has to make it too. You and her are both going to make dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
She's thrown from the helm.
Hopefully, I'm not the same. Right. 17.
Okay, so did that. She took a lot of damage. She screamed in pain. The whole ship shook, and she actually fell off the throne and crashed to the ground. And she's a little disoriented now. She's bleeding badly. She's hurt really bad. All right, is that it for Ren?
Yep.
My turn. Okay, and she takes how much at the start of her turn?
I have to roll again. It's 4d10 radiant.
Oh, jeez. Go ahead.
Oh, really?
It's her turn, so yeah.
Nothing below a 5. It's crazy. She takes 31.
Okay, so she your radiation is just like
And
shrivels.
Another con save.
7.
She takes another level of exhaustion.
Well, she's dead, so.
Oh, okay.
The ultimate level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
All right. So that was your. Oh, it's her turn. Okay, so the Scrow ship is now loose and free, and anybody on deck on the ship can feel it, that it's just completely unmoored and now tipping wildly. Bad guys. The lady on Quincent, she's gonna try to chop you up.
All right. If she has to come get me, let me get her.
Missed both times.
She's also took 9 thunder damage as she breaks the booming blade barrier.
She's hurt pretty bad. TK, are you still in? Oh, you went way out, right?
Yeah, I'm like 100 feet, like
Okay.
starboard from
So
the
you're
ship.
seeing this from like far away. These two ships, kind of.
Yeah.
All right. Who else do I have? You're inside. Well, I guess the guard would run in to check. So Ren, the guard
Yes.
runs in, and now he just sees a cat person.
Mm-hmm.
He lets out a cry, and he's gonna try to chop.
Okay.
Doesn't have to take damage when he gets into sickening radiance.
No,
it?
it's a 30-foot radius. Am I in that radius?
I don't know. It's up to you.
I'm just wondering how big the room is. I'd assume I'm not, so it wouldn't be.
So the scroll wouldn't get in there then.
Oh.
No.
Runs up to you. +5. 9. So it runs up behind you. You hear it. You dodge its axe blow, and it's got its gun in its other hand. He should have tried to shoot you. Cool. So he swings at you, and you turn around, and he looks at the gun, and he looks at you. Yeah, next round. All right. Quicksilver, it's your turn.
Well, the two ships are disengaged now, right?
Yeah, one's just loose. So
Okay.
it's next to you still. It's uncontrolled. You can do whatever you want to it.
I was gonna say, yeah. Is there a way?
Because
for...
the dragon in the front of your ship is a ram. Just so you know.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
ramming speed?
Okay, so right
Yeah,
now,
let's attempt to ram it.
so right now you're both next to each other. So this round you're gonna kind of turn like this.
Yeah, gonna turn.
Okay. All right. So you set up for that. It's Quicksilver. Quincent, your turn.
All right. So this lady's still up. I'm impressed by her, and I'm going to ask her what her name is. You're a fine duelist. What's your name?
Oh, wait, really? All right.
Conversation in battle. Wow.
Uh-huh.
Oh, come on. This is cinematic.
Yeah.
Fangra.
Angra?
Fangra.
Fangra.
Um,
Fangra.
Fangra. Brosh.
Goodness.
Fangra Brosh.
I'm
Elf.
impressed, Fangra Brosh. And he's going to continue his dance of death with her, hopefully get a booming blade. I got a 14 to hit with my booming blade. I don't know if that's going to hit.
Misses.
All right, and then I got a 23 with my regular attack,
That hits.
and that's going to be 12 piercing damage from that, and I will stay in melee with her. I'm not dancing out of range yet.
Okay. The Dracon, who's getting swarmed, she
Mhm.
rears up and the Skrull go flying. The Space Owl actually flies down and pulls the eye out of one of the Skrull. Auto Gnome, still just kind of doing this. The angry Space Hamster is on a rampage. Let's see what happens now. Another head!
Oh my god.
On each side.
Oh.
Oh,
And
Quite a collection.
the GIF, he's like, stuffs this thing. He's like, let's see. Shoots a dude in the chest. What's her face is still playing dead. Oh, and the loophole guy. Oh, he's like, and then he just whoop, he falls over. Down. Dead. Not a loophole. All right. So, whose turn was it before that? I got all. That was Ren's. Quincent's.
Quincent just gone, yeah.
TK
So much going
808.
on.
You're far away. You see the ones backing up and getting ready to ram. From your distance, you see another vessel suddenly come into view. It's green. It's got big butterfly-like wings.
Well, that means I don't even know what a butterfly is, so it scares the shit out of me internally.
You also see a whole
So-
bunch of pale-skinned elves with blonde hair, and they've got like vegetable backpacks, and big air bubbles appear, and then wings pop out of the vegetable, and they're starting to run towards the edge of the ship.
Is the ship's name Wormy? The Big Moth ship?
No,
Sorry,
Okay.
SpongeBob jokes. Okay.
it's you can't
So,
see the you can't see the name from here.
So there's still two guys on the captain, correct?
2 guys on the captain. It's Quincent versus the leader lady. Oh, you mean your captain?
Well,
Yes.
no,
Yeah,
our
let's see. Let's
captain,
see
yeah.
how he's doing actually. Oh,
Yeah.
he's not doing good.
Okay.
They tripped him
No,
up.
I'm gonna try the same thing. I'm going to try to do a baleful transposition with one of the guys on the captain.
Okay.
So I'm gonna need a DC 17 Wisdom save as my action.
18.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to then use my bonus action to. Yeah, never mind. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm done.
Okay, after TK, Ren, your turn. He's got his gun. He's like, yeah.
I literally mirror his look.
Mhm.
My Pact of Blade from there's a bonus feat here
Mhm.
that allows you to get bow or crossbow as improved weapon, pact weapon.
Mhm.
Would you allow one of these guns
Yeah, sure.
as an option? Okay, I literally mirror him with the gun and I fire at him. Like I turn into a space orc with the gun and I fire it at him.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll the hit.
And I missed. It was like an 8.
Wasn't a 1 or a 2. All right, so you and he's like, oh, and then and he somehow dodges at the very last second. All right, and that was Ren's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on my turn, Quincent, the lady's going to try and she sees the battle's not going well for her. So she's actually going to try to bear hug you and start to drag you onto her ship. So let's do a opposed strength.
The ships aren't connected anymore, right?
Yeah, she's gonna have to jump or something. She's gonna grab a rope and swing with her prisoner.
I got a 15.
Oh my god, we tied. Let's do it again.
All right.
What'd you get? I got a 17.
Oof, not a 9 this time.
She like grabs you, and she says,
Wow.
"We treat our prisoners well. Don't worry." She swings across, kind of like
Didn't
throws
even-
you to the ground. You know.
A
She starts
dancing-
shouting orders at her crew to, and like, we got to get out of here, is what she's yelling.
Okay.
Let's see. That was me. Am I missing anybody? Oh, so then a whole bunch of elves with vegetable backpacks with wings on them. They just swoop down from the ship, fly down to where you are, and they've got swords, and they just start cutting the heads off of all of the scrow, and it's like a freaking slaughter. And the elves are very vicious about it. They're not like in the eyes, just whatever. They don't, even when they're dead, they're still stabbing them.
Jeez.
And there's 2 that seem to be in charge. They look very similar. One's male, one's female, and they both have blonde hair. They both gracefully land where Captain Ferris is, and they kill the scrow around him. And they give him a pleasant greeting as if they know who he is. All right, so the fight's pretty much over, except I think in the helm room, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that was my turn now. Okay, so he gets to shoot you.
Well, I was gonna say, do I get to still ram the ship?
Ram the ship. I forgot. Roll Arcana.
No, she doesn't need to. There's no pilots, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like.
Oh, I got an 18 for what it's worth.
All right, so. Bam! Like it's like splitting in half. Scroll go flying. Ren, make a dex save. I'll make a dex save with my guy.
Oh, man.
My guy made it.
18.
Quincent, make a dex save. Bam!
All right. Here we go.
My lady make a dex save, but she failed.
I got a 17.
Okay. You see the captain lady. There's a big crack in the middle of the deck. She falls below deck through the crack.
Wow.
Ren, your guy actually stays up with his gun, and he points it down at you. Natural 20.
Oh, no.
2d12. 4. 10. So he's like, sayonara, sucker. 10 damage. He shot you. You're lying on the ground. All right. So at that point, well, we still have that fight going. So let's just do that fight while everybody's. Ren, what do you do on your turn?
Okay. I let out a cat howl in pain, and I get up, and I switch that gun to a greatsword, and I.
Go ahead.
let's see, 18 plus that stuff.
Good.
26.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, of course. I rolled max damage somehow with 2d6s and got 16.
All right, dead. Can you cut his head off or something?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
So he,
If I can, I turn back into Ren, human, blonde.
okay. So he shoots you. You get up, and then you're back to normal, and you're kind of like dusting yourself. Okay. So the elves kind of clear out the Skrull, gather the few Skrull prisoners, and they tell you that they are this ship is part of the Elven Imperial Fleet, which is all over Wild Space, and they and the Skrull are always fighting. So they say we were tracking this ship. I'm sorry we didn't get here sooner, and they offer to help bandage your wounds and all that stuff. So you got a couple prisoners, like 2 Skrull and the leader Skrull, Fangra Brosh. The elves line them up, and they're like, getting ready for target practice. They're pulling out their longbows.
Quincent will be like, she fought well, and I swore on my word that I would treat her well as my prisoner. to Fangra. I can't on good conscience allow her to be killed.
Okay, the brother and sister leaders of this crew, Elorin and Ilana, they look at you. It's a Skrull. What's wrong with you? It needs to die.
I gave my word. I'm happy to keep this particular Skrull as a prisoner. The other 2, I care not what happens to them.
Wyatt Ferris steps between and says, "He's with me. He knows what he's doing."
The captain, I can't break my word.
It's all right. And so the elves are like, well, whatever. And they go to loot the ship, and they'll share all the loot with you. It's a bunch of spiked armor, weapons, and you could probably each come out. Yeah, actually, there's a couple. There's probably 4 wheel lock pistols that you could take.
Tuck one of those in.
Okay. Anybody else taking one?
I study one for a little bit, make sure I can make one later, and I'm good.
Okay. All right. So the elves hang with you and kind of fix everything up, and the elves actually come over to Quicksilver and say, "We are most impressed with your flying. It's not often we see somebody ram a ship like that. You really bullied them. Well done."
Thank you. Well, Quicksilver will sort of edge, or she's in between them and the giant hole in the deck. And, thank you. It's my second time.
The giant space hamster spits out 2 severed Skrull heads, and everybody has a good laugh. And then we freeze frame, and that's where we end the episode.
Yellow text credits go.
Yeah.
All right.